If you are looking for some delicious and refreshing lunch ideas to keep you cool during the summer, then this is the video for you. Hi everyone, this is Danielle Keller Creates, and I am sharing some of my favorite cool lunch recipes that are easy and tasty. Let's get started. I have all my ingredients here to make an Asian chicken salad with crunchy wonton crisps and a sweet and spicy dressing. The first thing I'm doing is taking a roasted rotisserie chicken that I got from Sam's, and I'm taking all the meat off of the bones. I tried this with two methods, one using a glove and then another putting the entire thing into a plastic bag and then tearing apart all the pieces. I will say it is cleaner, but my wrists, they started hurting quite a bit. My preferred way is either with a glove or just bare hands and just clean your hands after. Leave me a comment letting me know which is your preferred method and how do you do it. Maybe you just buy the pre-cooked, already cut up chicken from the store, which would be the easiest and best way. We're now going to make our strips. These are made usually with wonton wrappers, but I just had egg roll wraps left over. They were in the freezer for a while. Took them out, defrosted, so now we're going to take them out and turn them into little crispy strips that are going to be the topper of our salad. Using my pizza cutter, I'm going to make strips. The strips are about 3 inches long, and then I'll need to separate them to get them ready for the air fryer. I sprayed my rack with some extra virgin olive oil spray, and now we're going to put these out on our rack. To save a step, you can buy these already cooked wonton strips in the salad topping section of your grocery store. I just had these left over, so I wanted to use them up. I have some sesame oil in this bowl. We're gonna add some garlic salt. I coat each of the strips with the oil and salt, and now I'm going to put them in the air fryer. They're not going to take long at all. I set it for about 6 minutes, but about halfway through I started hearing them sizzle, so I knew they only needed just a few minutes, and I caught them in time because you do need to be careful. They can burn very easily. Now we're ready to make our salad. Into our bowl, 1 package of tricolor coleslaw. Half of our rotisserie chicken. I'm adding 3 green onions that I chopped, and also about a 1/4 cup of cilantro that I finely chopped as well. I'm also adding a few thinly sliced red onions. Now let's make our dressing. 1/3 cup of oil, 1/3 cup of rice vinegar, tablespoon of hot mustard. Got these packets from our leftover Chinese. Also found those just as condiments on the buffet at our supermarket for the salad bar and soup bar. Sometimes they have a hot Chinese bar, and you can find these in the condiment section if you don't want to buy or you're not getting Chinese takeout. All right, so that's 1 tablespoon of hot mustard, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of sriracha, teaspoon of sesame oil, tablespoon of honey, a tablespoon of minced garlic, and a sprinkle of salt. About a teaspoon. We're going to blend this up in our blender. I let that blend for about 30 seconds until I felt everything was all mixed together well. We'll now add our dressing. I get out my salad claws to mix this up really, really well, making sure the dressing from the bottom gets all the way to the top and mixed in with all of those ingredients. And now I'm ready to top the salad with my crunchy crisps, which turned out so well with this salad. It's the perfect balance, the crispy with the salty and tangy and that little bit of heat in the dressing. You can reduce any of that to taste if you don't want the mustard or the sriracha. And I don't usually like spice, but I thought it was the perfect balance. This was so refreshing, so tasty. I really enjoyed it, and that perfect crisp crunch on the top made it a delicious lunch. This next lunch I'm making is a kit that I actually purchased from Walmart. These are these fresh spring rolls, and it surprised me with how tasty and delicious it turned out to be. This kit includes most of the ingredients you need, except for a few fresh items that include cucumbers, green onions, mint, and cilantro, and also your shrimp. Otherwise, the kit contains everything else, including a peanut sauce. I give a rough chop to my mint leaves, and I'm going to put those in a bowl, and then I'm going to prepare my cucumbers. What I'm trying to do is get them into very thin slices for the spring rolls, just as I did with the green onions where I sliced them horizontally. These cucumbers came from our garden, but I think an English cucumber would work really well, something that has less seeds. Now we're ready to put in our shrimp. These were frozen. I just put them in the air fryer for about 8 minutes to get them cooked, and I didn't even season them because I didn't want any of the flavors to compete with what was in the spring rolls. Let's see what comes in our Vietnamese spring roll kit. Rice paper rolls. We have our vermicelli, rice noodles, and we have our peanut sauce. The first thing I'll do is boil some water for our rice noodles. They only take about 5 to 6 minutes, so it's very quick. Then when they're done, I'm gonna let the water cool down. I did add some ice cubes because I don't want it boiling anymore, but I do still want it warm because I'm gonna take those rice papers and I'm gonna submerge it in the water, and then for just about 15-20 seconds so they get pliable and they can make them easy to roll. Assembly is super easy. 3 shrimp go down first, then your cilantro and your mint. Then we'll add our vermicelli noodles, and then our green onions and our cucumbers. Then we just roll it like an egg roll, sides in first, and then roll the long part over. This is a little sticky, but it is helpful because then it grabs the ingredients and rolls up really well. The peanut sauce couldn't be easier. It's just open the packet and put it in a bowl. It's that simple and very delicious. I had to dig in right away. I wanted to dip that peanut sauce and try that spring roll out, and I was not disappointed. There are 6 that come in the kit. Of course, we ate 1, so that's why you're seeing 5 here. Everyone in my family loved these. I will definitely be buying them again. We used to get these from a restaurant here locally in town. We used to get these spring rolls. Now that I can make them at home with the peanut sauce that comes with it, I am thrilled because this will help save cost and be able to make lunch in a pinch whenever I want. You really have to try these. Up next, I'm making a high protein lunch bowl. One of the things I like to do every week is to make a whole grain in my quick cooker. And I usually go with quinoa, but this week I found at my Trader Joe's, which is not local, I have to go to Kansas City for that, I did get some farro. It's a new grain for me, but I'm going to treat it the same way as I do my quinoa, which is 1 to 2, so 1 cup of farro to 2 cups of water. I add a chicken bouillon cube and a little drizzle of olive oil, and now I'm going to put it on the grain setting and just let it do its thing. My farro is done cooking. I'm just adding it to a bowl. This is about half the portion, and I'm gonna add my other ingredients. And it could be any grain. It could be quinoa, it could be couscous, it could be orzo, it could be cauliflower rice. Whatever you have, it is so great to make that batch in your quick cooker. Even if it overcooks, it's not gonna be a deal because this is a whole grain and it's gonna be just fine. Now, farro, my first time eating it, first of all, I love it because if you salt it properly, so that chicken bouillon was key, it's delicious. It definitely is a whole grain, so you could definitely have that texture to it and that mouthfeel. It's going to be a little more chewy than, of course, your white rice, but that's what I like about it. I like a little bit of that texture. Okay, so with that, I just had some leftover steamed cauliflower and broccoli. I'm gonna add that here, and I also had some chicken. This was a grilled chicken. My husband always marinates chicken and grills it for us. We have chicken for the week, so a little chicken tender. I'm just gonna cut it up into bite-sized pieces. That's gonna be so good. And this is really just an empty your fridge kind of meal. You just pick what vegetables you have. What do you have? Some cheese, you want to throw cheese on there. You got some sauce that you want to get rid of. You know, anything you want. I have more veggies, but I think that'll be it. But I need some color. We need some color in this. So I'm gonna see what I have in the fridge. For a little color, I'm gonna snip a few little green onions. Of course, I need a sauce. Okay, I found this Taco Bell Baja creamy sauce in the fridge. So we're gonna use some of this. Okay, and for some over-the-top crunch, how about some ancho chili with crunchy onion and garlic? This is from Kinder's, the Crunch Blends. Little chili oil, look at that, look at, wow. Now, it looks super spicy. It can be, so I'm not gonna take that much, but get my little drizzle of color. Okay, now that looks good. I don't even know if these flavors go together, but my eyes are like, yes, please. See, that's what you do. You just kind of go through your fridge, find what you have, and look at that. Perfect. Not only did it look good, it actually tasted really delicious. I love the flavor combos that I put together. It really worked out well. Here's another variation. This time I just used a chicken sausage as my protein, and it's already cooked. These are great fully cooked sausages. And I just added some feta cheese, some chopped red onions, a little bit of avocado, and I had another meal. I went ahead and used that Taco Bell Baja creamy sauce again, and I ended up with another super quick, super tasty, delicious lunch. I hope you were inspired by these recipes. I hope you found some new ideas and ways to use up what you have. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.